The reigning champion of single boiler espresso machines just got a little bit better. Hi there, Brian here with Whole Latte Love with the newest update to Profitec's standard defining single boiler espresso machine, the GO. When Profitec first released the GO in 2022, it made waves in the single boiler world. The home espresso machine marketplace was once ruled by machines like the Rancilio Silvia back there, but with changing tastes and expanding interests, companies like ECM started making more feature-rich machines like their Casa 5 back there, which left Miss Silvia in the dust. Profitec took what ECM did and ran with it, adding prosumer-grade features like an external OPV and a PID display, both of which were absolutely unheard of in the premium entry-level espresso machines. Ultimately, the Profitec GO became the gold standard for single boiler espresso machines, and it still is to this day. Since its initial release, Profitec has added some functionality that further solidifies the GO as the undisputed king of single boilers, namely the fast heat-up feature and this brushed stainless steel option that's also fingerprint resistant. Stay tuned as I do a full walkthrough of the Profitec GO. I'll take you through a workflow and preparing espresso and milk beverages, offer some advice for getting the best use out of your machine, and share my performance testing results. Another exciting update, we're actually going to be giving this exact machine away. Terms and conditions apply, but I won't be getting into all that here. Check out our contest page linked in the description below for all the details. I will say, the closer you pay attention to this review, the better chance you'll have of winning. So stick around. So let's go over some of the features of the Profitec GO. As I already mentioned, it's a single boiler espresso machine. Now what that means is that there's just one boiler right here over the brew group that provides both hot water for brewing espresso, and then you heat it up to produce steam for steaming your milk. What you don't see very often on single boiler espresso machines is PID temperature control down here, which gives you precise temperature control of not only the brew water that you use, but also lets you control the steam pressure that you use for when you're steaming. Another great feature of this machine, and my personal favorite, is the easily accessible, externally adjustable overpressure valve, or OPV, right up here next to the cup warming tray. Basically, that just lets you control the brew pressure for when you're pulling your shots. And not having to open up the machine to access that is a huge benefit. Another great thing about this machine, and since our last review of the Profitec GO in 2022, Profitec has output a new firmware update that includes fast heat up. Now, I won't go into too great detail on that because my good friend Mark just made a video about that, and I'll link it up here in the corner. But let's just say that you'll get from power on to ready to brew really quickly. Another great thing about this machine that I want to mention is just simply the build quality. Even though it has a very small footprint, it is a solid machine. I think it's a little under 30 pounds, and it is made almost exclusively of stainless steel. And this brushed stainless version, which is a Whole Latte Love exclusive, also contains a fingerprint resistant coating, which is just absolutely phenomenal and really helps the machine stay looking clean and making you feel like those shots you're pulling are the cleanest you're going to get. Now let's go through a quick workflow here on the Profitec GO. Now before I turn the cameras on, I did already pre-dose and dial in my espresso on the Eureka Mignon Facile over here, because after all, the video's about the GO, not the grinder. And so I've got the portafilter over here, I've got my coffee pre-weighed, and you just put it down on a nice flat surface here, no aerial tamping. Let's just use this included tamper. Get a nice flat surface, clean off the rim here. And you don't have to use a scale for this, but I always use a scale. So I've got my Eureka Precisa scale here. Let's turn it on and tare it. And really all you have to do to pull a shot on the Profitec GO is to press the brew button. As you can see, it becomes a shot timer while you're pulling your shot. Looks like we got a nice flow. Now I'm going for a 1-to-2 ratio, and with the basket that I'm using here is the included double shot basket that this machine comes with. And I find with the coffee that I'm using, 16 grams fits just right. And there we go. That's 26-second shot. I'd say that's right within my range here. You can see that's a pretty nice looking shot. Nice crema. And so let's get that out of here. Always knock your pucks right afterwards. Gorgeous looking puck, no channeling at all. Get that out of there. I always like to give a quick rinse. Whoop. Using the water from so that also cleans the screen a little bit before your next shot. And also, if you put a clean portafilter on your machine, it's not gonna get as dirty. So what we're gonna do now is, I'm gonna take this shot and make a cappuccino with it. So let's turn on the steam. Let's start heating up by pressing the steam button. That rag got pretty dirty. All right, and really it only takes about 1.5 minutes to get from brew temp to steam temp. So let's go ahead, take our shot, put it in our cup. All right, and let's prep our milk. Ooh, fresh gallon of milk, that's the best. I'm gonna be using the Profitec frothing pitcher. It's not included, but it goes really well with this setup. And so I think I have the steam pressure set to about 260, if I remember correctly. And you'll see it'll keep flashing ST as it's heating up the steam temperature. All right. And we're there. So what I like to do then is just give it a quick purge right into the drip tray. All right, that looks pretty good. Of course, it's gonna lower our temp a little bit while we're doing that, just to get the excess water purged from it. Let's give that a quick wipe. Wait for us to get back up. All right, and now that we're back up to temp, I'm going to submerge the wand the tip of it right into that milk and open it up all the way. All right, right when it gets just about too hot to hold, I close the valve, wipe it down, give it another quick purge, get the milk out of there. Let's see what I can do with this milk. Oop. As previously mentioned, new Profitec GOs come with a firmware upgrade that enables fast heating. In testing this, the Go was fully heated and requesting its cooling flush on average in just over 8 minutes. Furthermore, the machine heated from brewing to ready to steam in 1.5 minutes. I used the Passato TPD to test brew pressures and temperatures. The brew pressure measured at the group was almost exactly the same as displayed on the gauge every time, and brew temps were within 1 degree of that set temperature. For steam testing, bringing 5 ounces of milk straight from the refrigerator to 140 degrees Fahrenheit took on average around 22 to 26 seconds. Okay, so let's go over a couple quick tips and tricks for using your Profitec GO espresso machine. Both of them are going to require your back flush disc or blind basket, whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and just pop that in there. All right. First one is going to be, put it in your machine, adjusting the OPV. So that, as previously mentioned, that's up on the top here. All you have to do, put your back flush disc in and press brew. You'll see your pressure up on the gauge there, and then you can adjust it as you're pulling. Let's bring it down a little bit. There you go. That looks good, and then you're done. All right, and another fun trick you can do with your back flush disc is pull hot water for an Americano. So let's just I've got a glass back here. What you'll do is put your back flush disc in, press brew again to start the pump, but then open the steam valve and you'll get hot water out, as you can see. And if you had an espresso in there, you'd have a great, delicious Americano. In the box with the Profitec GO is a Profitec double spouted portafilter, which you can see that we've upgraded with the Vitamin walnut accent, a double and single shot filter basket, the back flush disc, group cleaning brush, manual, and stainless steel 58mm tamper, which as far as included tampers go is actually perfectly serviceable. So who is the Profitec GO for? It's for folks who are just beginning their journeys as home baristas and also don't want to have to buy a new espresso machine once they get the hang of things. Or for those looking to take the next step up from an appliance grade machine. It's for people who appreciate precision and also simplicity. For those who don't brew all that much espresso, but want the shots they pull to be perfect. It's for folks who want an espresso machine that looks great and won't take up too much counter space. But who is this machine not for? Well, if you exclusively drink milk drinks, a single boiler may not be the best choice for you since you won't be able to brew and steam at the same time. Although the GO does heat the steam temps fairly quickly, so even then you might be all right. Once again, I'm Brian. Thanks for watching. And did you watch carefully? If you did, head on over to our contest page where you can answer a few questions to enter to win this machine right here. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future giveaways or any of the best on everything coffee.